Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of The Flank. I'm joined by the two-time world champion, Mr. Patrick Price, a.k.a. Aches, and another world champion on my other side, Mr. Chris Duarte, a.k.a. Parasite. Gentlemen, how you guys doing today? A beautiful Sunday afternoon to watch some COD, man. Very quick day today. Very quick day.
Quick. 3-0, 3-0, and then whatever that last series was. But yeah, it was a good day. Good day of some COD.
Yeah, I know the intro's all fucked up and there's no sound. I don't really know what's going on with it right now. I'm kind of just going with the flow. I'm just kind of blaming it on Ben. He handles all the production. So just keep spamming those lens in the chat. You know, he's going to have to fix this intro. But what about you, Chris? How you doing today?
Yeah, same thing, dude. I just was excited to watch some games, and they were close. Or not, they were close. They were quick.
They were very quick.
The last one was close, but the one series that was my favorite to watch was the Major Maniac Revenge story.
Yeah,
that we're actually gonna talk about later today.
We'll definitely hop into that one. Matter of fact, we'll just hop right into it. A quick day today, so we'll get through it pretty quick, I think. We'll hop on over. We got the first series of the day. We got the Paris Legion going up against the Seattle Surge. We got a Boat Cage Hardpoint, Berlin S&D, Berlin Control, Berlin Hardpoint, and Tuscan S&D. So we got three Berlins right in the middle of the series. Gentlemen, what did you guys think about the vetoes? We got into a Boat Cage, and this was an absolute slaughter fest.
I think that Boat Cage pick was, or not veto, was super faded out of Paris. Like, I think they obviously had like the 0.1% chance to even qualify. This obviously knocked them out when they lost the series. But yeah, playing Seattle, the team that also just won the last major and has been looking great on Boat Cage, it was absolutely faded out of them. So yeah. Didn't like that at all. But other than that, I mean, yeah, they just kind of got rolled through the whole series.
Yeah, it was a bloodbath. Go ahead, Chris.
I was gonna say, I mean, this is a map that Paris likes to play. They play this a lot. Donnie's very comfortable on this map, so I'm not surprised.
But not against Seattle.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously not a good play, but at the end of the day, there's not much Paris could probably do in general. Like, their map was probably so small that they're just playing a map just to play the map. Like, they had zero chance of qualifying. They're out here just trying to basically
0.1.
0.1% chance.
Trying to have some fun, seeing if they could beat some teams. So whatever, it's all good. But I mean, that wasn't the story, obviously.
Yeah, no, Paris, they come out this first map and just get absolutely slammed. It starts with Sib. I mean, he's 20-7 to kick things off. If somebody's 20-7 on Boat Cage, especially Dante, it's probably not looking good. And then of course Pred, as the game just went on, just got hotter and hotter. Just the slaying power. I feel like Paris's year is chalked up, man. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy. But this is just, it's over for them, chat. I mean, it's done. Paris, I feel like now they're just going through the motions, man. They're going through the motions. Even in the listening, like they were going hard, but at the same time, I just feel like they even know it's chalk now. And if you guys want to hear, let's tune into the listening with the Paris Legion. Even Donnie, Donnie's always pretty comedy in some of these listening. So let's tune in to the listening with the Paris Legion.
Yeah, I flipped. Nice.
Bro's dead and no one.
I got one P1.
Yeah, flip to T1. One T1. Last good.
I'm holding left.
They're all gonna be there. They're all gonna be there.
I'm about to get top. What's Coop, Sid?
Sib
is Coop. Sib is Coop. One's barrel.
Top roof. I killed him. One hit. Easy.
We killed. He's Zig. Got him. We just played time. Top game on me. Hold on. I'm about to... Front on me. Good shit.
I'm gonna be main. I need him on
Left is open. Yo, they're all spawning right. I have left. Spawning right.
Look at my own main, bro.
Yo, he's close right.
You just sit on the stairs with me and help me. Yeah. I stunned him main.
One more left. He's going
to stun him main.
Castle.
Hold on, main.
Castle.
Main.
Look at your castle.
Castle hurt. Castle's still there.
Castle still there.
I spawned out.
Yo, he's deep left. Kill me. We're good.
I see Castle.
Barrel in time. Get him coming. One was tooth.
They're naded me, bro.
I got nade.
I don't see him.
I'm about to go front.
You went down to make sure they don't just run through
14. It was spread.
Ready
on the barrel.
Under tower, bottom tower.
Start
double stacking hills.
Yes.
Holy shit.
I'm getting right.
I'm looking A plat. Someone get. I'm on top.
And that's how the listening ends. Donnie's yelling at his team to fucking double stack hills. What did you guys think about that listening? You can hear the frustrations in Donnie's voice, I'll tell you that.
Listening. I just realized they just literally fucking bench John for his little brother, but at the same time, like,
yeah, dead ass.
Yo, if I'm Johnny, like, this guy had a decent amount of hype around him. Some people said he was cheating and stuff like that in challengers. There's all these rumors. Not saying he is or isn't.
Cheating no more.
But my point is, like, this guy's just throwing his stock away. what the hell are you doing, baby?
Yeah, joining
the Paris Legion at the end of the season.
Nah, that's very true. Why the fuck did he join Paris Legion at the end of the season? What the fuck? What was the point? What was the point of it?
Oh no.
I was very surprised to see Paris even get people like to even get people to join the fucking team to begin with. But go ahead, Pat.
I was gonna say, we talked about it yesterday, bro. When you're like the 18-year-old, whatever, like, bro, just ask for advice, dude. There's so many people that would just give that shit away for free at this point.
Somebody said money. Everybody's saying money. Pat, please explain how this works, Pat, because he's not making much.
CDL salary is annualized, so he is making the equivalent of 6 weeks salary roughly at most. So he would have thrown his stock away for all of, after tax, $4,000 maybe, if we're being generous.
Yeah, because
so
right,
if he doesn't perform well, he's just going to be looked at differently. Granted, it's on a bad team. Like, you're just doing yourself zero favors, like, at all.
Yeah,
Pat's hilarious, dude.
No, seriously. I mean, seriously though, they it's $4K. They pay taxes, you know, cut it in half.
Minimum salary is $50K, so that's all it's gonna get. But the salary is annualized, so he's only gonna get 6 weeks worth of that because that contract ends by like September 1st or whatever it is. So, if not sooner than that, right? I think it's like whenever the season ends, so it's probably the August shit. Anyway, yeah, 6 weeks of whatever 50 divided by 12 is, or divided by 52, he'll get 6 weeks of that. It's not a lot after tax, so yeah, I would not have chalked up your stock unless you just thought he was going to come out and world start.
I mean, he came out world start in the S&D early. He started out fucking hot as hell.
I'm not surprised though. Like, that's literally, dude, this guy literally made it like hella far in challengers just strictly off search and destroy. Like
oh really? Is that where he was known the most? Is S&D star type of thing?
Yeah. When I mean strictly, I mean a strictly off search and destroy. Like, he's ridiculous at it. He's really good at it. Yeah. So I will give him that. But besides that, it's like, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's just such a dumb play for him to even like consider this offer, in my opinion.
Bro, also, everybody, I know everyone's like, 4K is a lot for an 18-year-old. Like,
it's the potential of what he can get.
You can't be that short-minded, and when you're looking at a Call of Duty career, you can't be like, oh, I'm a 4K. That's all I need. And then, because if you come out, you get smoked, then like your chance of becoming a pro S&D or pro S&D.
Very limited, very small.
Could be just super chalked for good. So like,
he's taking the 4K over hundreds and thousands that he could be making.
Chat is fried. I don't know if you guys are just biased or you like the kid, but like, no one's fucking exaggerating. Like, if you play bad in a stint of the league, like, that is going to harm your chances of it in the future, especially if it's like really bad, and your chances of playing well on a team like Paris is very slim.
You know, the rest of them have chalked it up now, especially now. Like, it's chalked. They're playing for nothing now.
Yeah, I mean, unless the only thing that maybe he was thinking is like he can lock in a spot for himself if he just gets on the roster going into next season, you know, renegotiate going into next season. If he were to come out, I mean, he's taking a risk, but he could go into it, you know, take the 4K, whatever, take the money that he gets from it, and just try and make a name and just try and like do what he's doing. I mean, he came out in the S&E and he looked good. Comes down the S&E, goes 5-0, 6-1. But Paris, they go up 3-0, and they just give it away. So it starts with this round, the 3-0 round. Seattle were able to retake this bomb site. Paris, they work an A plant. They get it down, and Seattle, they just waltz up through mid-map. They waltz up through secret. Gravity's going to go down on the pinch. And this one's all over. Once they win this round, Tom, Seattle just start bringing it back.
Horrible, by the way. Can we go to, like, is there any way we can do Discord for comms or something? Like,
yeah, you want to go to the Pro TS? Just go to the Pro TS real quick.
Is it better in there?
Yeah, it should be better in there. It's just this TS.
Okay, cool. Like, I don't know if you're having that issue, or Pat, but I can't understand Tom.
You go to the Pro TS.
He's lagging a little bit.
Go to Pro one. Go to the Pro one right now. I'll meet you guys in there.
Disconnected. Connected.
Go to this one.
Just entered your channel.
But yeah, chat. So you can see pairs here. They try to get onto the bomb site, or to get the bomb site down, and then once Seattle retakes this site, this is kind of where Seattle just took over, man. It was all over. Oh, Haggy doesn't got powers in here, bro. You don't got powers in here, Chris?
No,
I don't know. I don't know how the hell I do. I don't know where the hell I got my powers, but
I don't even think I've ever been in here, bro. No bullshit.
Really?
Other than for the flanks. I don't know how I had it.
Yeah, I gave it to you for a flank one time because we were having the same problem
from your channel
about lagging or something. Who the hell was that? Is Chris good? What, did he just lose internet?
Somebody just booted him.
Yo, Chris just got smoked, bro. Chris got smoked.
User was moved to your
I'm not gonna lie. I was trying to like minimize TeamSpeak.
Oh, you exited out?
Closed it out.
Yeah. But let's get into the S&D, man. Let's get back into this Berlin search. Once Seattle won that little swing round there, This is where Dante just started to go rogue, man. Dante was able to win a couple big one-on-ones in this one, both against Tom Gravity. Man, those one-on-one clutches will hurt you, bro.
That's his former challenger teammate, bro.
Yeah, it's his former challenger teammate. And once Dante won those 2 one-on-ones against Tom in those back-to-back rounds, this one was all over. Paris let this one get away from them. And then you could just see the frustrations coming in from Paris after this map. It was just not good. You could definitely tell that they were pretty much chalking up the series. I didn't think they were going to be able to win a map after this one. I thought it was going to be a quick 3-0. And that's what it ended up doing. We don't need to spend too much time on this series because, you know, it's Paris. Obviously, their year is kind of chalked. But I'll let you guys get an opportunity to give any final thoughts about this Paris team and about this Seattle team. Seattle looked great again. Pat, you actually went with Paris in your predictions yesterday. And it wasn't exactly what you expected.
Right, yeah. I was hoping for something special to happen, right? I have a lot of faith in Donnie. Not so much Paris or anyone else on the team or anything like that. But I had some faith in Don to come out, do a little something, but it was a 1 in a million,
Pat literally just sticks to his guns, bro.
It didn't hit, but
Pat
do a
will
little
stick to his guns to the end of his days, bro.
Yeah, I thought Don was gonna come out.
I'm not surprised though. I'm not surprised by Seattle winning. I really, had hoped that Paris would come out and show me something. But
Pat will swear up and down that Seattle is just gonna come out.
He's a Surge hater, bro. He's a Surge hater for sure.
I'm just really listen. We'll get into it more when we go to Major 4 and we see what Surge is really about.
Bro,
but
I don't even have to look at Seattle's schedule. I think he's going to not vote, but with predictions, he's going to predict that the team opposite of Surge will beat them for the entire fucking stretch of the qualifier, no matter who it is.
That's not true.
I don't know, Pat. I don't know. I haven't heard you give one compliment to the Seattle Surge, Pat. Not one.
Not one, dude.
I got plenty of compliments.
Like what?
Yeah, I guess he's gassed up like Pratt. Well, no, the only thing that you said is when Pratt and Sib are frying, his team's the best.
They're gross. Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like Mac is underrated to you, and I also
Mac is really good.
And then I just think the overall you underrate the team as a whole. Like I think Lamar.
I got Surge beating Breach next Friday.
Damn, you guys are okay, now you're moving over to Breach. You'll give Seattle some love. You're gonna move it over to the Breach.
To be fair though, they play New York and Atlanta, and I do have New York and Atlanta in both those series. So, but yeah, we'll get into that next week and the weeks, as those matches happen. But I do think, they're not a bad team. Listen, I've said this all year long. I think they're like top 6, right? I've had them in that kind of middle of the pack bubble all year long. And I just think they don't have the capability to play, most of them, all of them consistently. And obviously when they do, they perform well. I just, I think the Major 3 was a little bit of an anomaly, and I don't think we'll see that again. But
I'm thinking top 4, Pat. I'm thinking top 4, maybe even top 3. Maybe.
I think these guys are easily a top 4 team for the rest of the year.
Yeah, me too. I think so too. And
I mean, that's hard to say because some teams that I think are top 4 might not make champs, right? Like, New York, I think they're pretty good, and they're probably not going to make champs. But I could say Ultra, New York, FaZe, potentially Optic. In my opinion, all better than them, but we don't know about. I think Optic would be the one that you could probably take out, depending on what we see out of them the rest of the year. But we'll see.
Yeah, I don't really know. What's going on? I feel like some teams are just like they're either regressing, like they're getting worse, or they're just staying the same. I feel like Seattle's one of those teams that have gotten better, in my opinion. I feel like they've gotten better, and they've just been working on their craft all year. And I think that's just because they went to the fucking Lamar school, the fucking school of COD, the Lamar school of COD. And I just don't think a team like this is going to get complacent. I saw Nameless. He actually asked a really good question to Pred, and I want to watch the interview because I actually thought it was a really good interview. But I think they have a good mentality going into the last major and going into champs. Sometimes you see teams, they'll find some success and, they kind of fall off a little bit. But these guys, I feel like they have a different head on their shoulders. So I think the Lamar School of COD is definitely helping them a little bit. Pred is unbelievable at this map. Yeah, wait, this match right here?
This is their first match of this stage, right?
Yeah, I think it was. I believe so. It's a good first match to have. Get a little confidence going in there.
They played 3 Berlins.
Yeah, and that's another thing too, bro. Pred loves this map, dude. He loves Berlin. He has an absolute field day. He's 21-6 right now. 22-6.
They got their 2 best maps, Berlin and Bokic.
Paris is horrible no matter what. But dude, they might have had the worst vetoes of any team this whole year. Like, they constantly just let other teams get their best maps. I don't understand it. Like, I get their map pool is fucking tiny and they suck at most maps.
Yeah.
But, like, how do they always allow the other team to get their best maps? That is actually mind-blowing.
I don't know. Pred's running around playing a pub. At least that's what it seems like. He was just running around the middle of the map. He was picking up kill after kill. They had him on the screen for most of the time just because of the stats he was dropping. And this was an absolute field day for the Seattle Surge. So don't want to stay too much time on it. We'll take a look at the final scoreboard at the end of the map. But it was definitely just Pred just fucking making a statement and doing what he does best. He kicks off 31 and 20, 3,400 damage, doing what he's doing. Sib 28 and 22. Mac and Lamar pulling their weight, doing what they got to do on the other side. Everybody just negative except for Tom Gravity. Whole team negative. Nobody couldn't get anything going. If you're these Paris boys, man, and you're on the team, what is going through your head right now, Chris and Pat? If you're on Paris Legion right now, what are you trying to do? Are you Killhorn? You Killhorn?
No, I'm planning my trip to Cancun, bro.
Nah, you're going to Cancun already? You're already going to vacation?
Yeah, bro. Like they're just bored. They're just waiting out the inevitable. Like, I don't know. They got actually they got to start looking for their apartments, or at least Donnie does. Got to start looking for his apartment in Vegas with the what is it called, the Vegas Legioner, and what is it now?
Is it
Vegas Legion was the rumor, yeah.
And what happened? I don't understand.
Actually, I don't think it's a rumor. I think Paris
confirmed it.
Yeah, they confirmed it. And that's another thing. They legit just tweet like such a big announcement like that. They just straight out tweeted like, "Yeah, we're going to Vegas." Like that was their announcement. Like, "Yo, what's up, guys?"
This rumor's true, guys.
Cancun on Paris' salary? Wait, Cancun is probably cheap, right? Yeah, you guys have been to Cancun?
Nah, flights are expensive right now.
Dude.
Wow.
I feel like they had no hype around that announcement at all. They just deadass tweeted like, "Yeah, guys, the rumors are true, and yeah, we're sorry, we're going to Vegas." But let's tune into the interview with Pred. I really like the question that Nameless asked, and I like the answer from Pred, so let's tune in.
My man, congrats on the big win. My question is, all right, when it comes to your coach, Sam Phoenix, he's crazy, he's philosophical. He's a man of a lot of words, right? What's his philosophy heading into this stage after you guys won the championship?
Just trying to keep our egos in check. You know, our number one priority is champs. We need to make sure that we are, in full form for that. So just kind of give us ego checks, making sure we don't get too cocky. And keep sticking to the game plan and stuff like that. Just, a team that comes from a win, you sometimes get that post-major win and you feel a bit like, oh, you wouldn't do that at LAN sort of vibe. But, we're trying to, keep that away from our stuff and, stick to the game plan.
Congratulations, huge win. But obviously, an expected one after that incredible run at Major 3. And I have to ask, with so little to work on, is it just about repetition at this point? Or is there actually something you guys are really trying to hone on going into Stage 4?
I think for us, we're just mainly focusing on keeping our comms as clear as possible, and just the tiny stuff. Everything else will come together. Just focusing on the little stuff that could separate us from winning a match or not. So we're just focusing on every little tiny thing, trying to perfect our team.
Pred, you said you're not trying to change your approach as much after championships. Sometimes players get egos after they win, but sometimes when we see a player win an event, especially their first one like you, getting MVP, they go to another level when they get back because it's validation that how I'm playing the game is the correct way. Is your experience in game, does it feel a little bit different after getting that MVP and that win?
I'll be honest, I haven't really thought about it, but I feel like now that I play, the game's in slow motion. I don't know, I can't really explain it. It's just, I feel like, like you said, once you win the tournament and stuff, you just get that extreme confidence where you feel like whatever you're doing is correct. And when you tend to believe that, you tend to just make the good play. So I feel like the confidence for winning that was definitely a rise in our team.
My man says ascended. It's business as usual. Pred, you've been having.
That's gonna do it for the interview. I thought that was a really good question by Nameless, and I like the answer. Yeah. Chris, Pat, you guys remember the dopamine effect after coming back from an event win and playing?
100%. I don't know what it was, but every time I went to a tournament and I got back home, I felt like I learned way more.
Yeah, you felt like a god. You just felt like you were best.
Yeah, you just felt like you learned way more, and I think what he's saying is a good way of explaining it. Once you're playing at the top of your game and your team is playing well, everything just feels like it's in slow motion because you just know everything that's going on. You can always make the best decision possible. So.
Yeah, no, 100%.
I would agree. I mean, my problem was I just built up such a tolerance, so many times again and again that that feeling kind of wore off, in the later half. But one thing I do want to keep in mind to kind of to bring it back, this conversation back to earth, is this is the first time we've seen them after Major 3, and they played Paris. So, like, I don't want to give too much credit. Like, this was kind of an expected series for them. They should come out in 3-0, the worst team in the league.
Yeah, so, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
So, like, I do want to see more coming out of them, because I know I mean, like we said, they have, I think, Rokkr, Atlanta, New York. Like, they got some good teams coming up that they got to play. So I want to see if they can continue that consistency, because it's easy to kind of come back and play with full confidence when you're playing Paris. But
yeah,
you know, if the kills aren't going your way, we'll see what happens versus other teams.
But then we get into the next one. We got the Minnesota Rokkr going up against the Florida Mutineers. This was a little bit of a grudge match. The Minnesota Rokkr ended up dropping Major Maniac not too long ago for Colt Havoc, right? And making some changes to the team. Major Maniac finds himself on the Florida Mutineers. So maybe Major coming out, wanting to make a statement. We got a Tuscan Hardpoint, Bokeh's S&D, Tuscan Control, Berlin Hardpoint, Tuscan S&D. What do you guys think, man? We'll start with the vetoes, and then we'll hop into the map.
Veto-wise, I think these vetoes are pretty much how I feel like I expected them to go. Like, these teams have very similar scrappy map pools.
Yeah.
So I'm not really too surprised by anything, at least that we saw in the vetoes.
Yeah, what about you, Pat? Anything?
I would agree. Is Florida? Do they? I feel like we haven't ever seen them play Gavutsu. I could be faded on that.
They used to play it all the time. They stopped. They used to play it all the time when they had Reese on their team, and then I don't know why, but remember we were grilling them to play it more because they have so many ARs.
But they got rid of Reese, and now I feel like they're not playing. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, maybe they're just also looking at their opponent and seeing, because I'm pretty sure Minnesota's really good at Gav, aren't they? I'm pretty sure they're a good Gav team. They
also play that.
One thing I was kind of expecting was to see a Gav, but
I'm actually surprised though that Florida did veto Bokage though, because I swear they like to play that map.
They got rid of Vivid, bro. No more Vivid, no more Bokage.
Yeah, the Vivid effect on both, which is why I don't know why Boston's not playing it. You know, it's like
Boston's playing
Gav. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, dude. Vivid's gotta like just start like absolutely complaining.
I mean, it's not even just Vivid. I mean, Nero's there too.
No, I'm just saying, every team he's been on has been throwing him on Gav and not putting him on like the map that he would succeed on. It's mind blowing.
Yeah. But let's get into the match a little bit. We got a listening from the Florida Mutineers. I want to go into the listening, and we'll give our thoughts. It was a pretty back and forth game. It wasn't until the second P4 where Florida was really just able to get a really, really big hold. But let's go into the listening with Florida and see how they were coming.
Phil, one shot, bottom church weak.
Nice.
One buff, nice. I'm nading over.
And you. I need her heading.
Make sure we win this rotation. Point dead. Arson naded.
One's got fire.
I got over.
Last got fire.
Nice on the shot. Make sure you rotate, Joe. Make your P5. Yeah, my mid. Look your mid. Either side.
I think Priest is hitting left.
Sure, you're saying. I got
backing out ready.
I'm on top of the box.
I'm backing out ready to the point.
I'm heal. There's side here. One straight. There's two. I got one. I got her. Nice, one more.
I have the back.
I left you. We're looking for one.
Mid attack dead. Hold back.
Looking for one, guys.
Could be church. He was missing Nubsy. Hold back. I'll get time.
Back Nubsy arch.
Right here.
He nice point teammates there. Another fucking kill. Hold the back, Susan.
You might get out. Make a push you.
Do they call that Nubsy?
I guess. I don't know why.
Last guy
Heard it. I can't shout.
Ass fuck. Hitting T. Attach.
He on me. He's taking me. Watch for me. I'm one of a guy. I'm challenging for you. Stand here. Back. I'm looking over your belt. Nice shit. I have all your belts.
He's on back.
I'm healed. Look over hill. Dead.
One shot ladder.
One shot.
2T.
Make sure rotate.
Yeah, just one out.
We should fight this.
Fight left hold. Yeah, I'm ready.
I'm helping you.
Hold one shot on the back.
And I'll pause it there because it's about to end. But I like to play fighting it, right? People fight the old there because they want to push through left, right? Push through roof, and you might as well just fight the scrap, get the scrap, and then just push through roof together. So good play out of them. Going into the P3, got to win a little back and forth, and eventually the end of the game of this one was fucking insane. I don't know if you guys were able to catch the very end of it.
Nobody wanted to win.
Yeah, you say nobody wanted to get nailed.
Nobody wanted to win that map. Everyone's they played the tightest setups, like worst possible setups, and just let themselves get broken. And it was just a scrap fest. No one wanted to hold the fucking hill for the last remainder of the hill of the map.
Yeah, no, it got really sketchy. I kind of want to go back and watch it, but you can see as we're kind of skimming through, it goes into the P4 hill. This is where Minnesota was kind of able to get a really big hold. I said Florida before, but excuse me, it was Minnesota who got the really big hold here and was able to get a pretty big lead. But Florida, they were able to bring it back. They get the scrap on P4. They have a pretty good P5 to kind of keep themselves in this game. We know how scrappy these P5 hills can get. And then it's going into that P1 again, that third P1 where things just go crazy. I think it was Standy who ends up making the initial play. You can see right now they're kind of battling back and forth. A lot of gunfights are going down at the next rotation. You see P-Dog, he's trying to play for that mid-map area, but Big Wake wins the gunfight. I feel like mid-map is the most important thing. So once Standy wins that one-on-one here, he starts going on a little pinch. And boom, right there, he kills 2Real. That's a really good play coming out of Standy. Good route out of him. And then just by him playing his life and being a nuisance, he's going to get Minnesota into that hill. So really good route out of Standy. Want to see him doing that a little bit more. And he goes a little bit crazy, ends up getting taken out. This is when Florida somehow gets in, and then this is where things just collapse. We go into the P2 hill, and Minnesota, they have a hold. Chris Pat, you find any problems with this setup? Because it did not work for the Minnesota Rokkr. They end up getting broken pretty easily.
The tightest setup of all time. But honestly, I feel like they got first blood. Like once they get the initial, like they should have like chowed here, right? Standy gets this kill.
2 bloods.
Yeah, no, this should have been a hold right here, and then they get broken. So I don't understand really how that happens.
They turtled themselves.
They got 2v4'd. They literally got 2 kills, and then 2Real picks up 2, and Skies picked up 2. So I don't know. They just fumbled the bag there, in my opinion.
They turtled. I just felt like they turtled a little bit. They might have been able to push. I mean, I don't mind the play turtling, but I felt like the setup, there wasn't really many crossfires going on. They were like the guy's by himself on hill. You have a guy by himself plat. You have Dylan looking over him, but I would have liked to see them get pushed up a little bit more and play a little bit, be able to like trade each other better. 2Real ends up making a really good play, and he ends up finding 2. Skies finds 2, and
they played it like it was like a P2 rotation, like on the first rotation of P2, where like they're holding a setup. They're not like, bro, Florida's gonna play this break desperate. Like they have no choice.
They're gonna run at you.
It's literally like perfectly break or lose. So
they have 1 break attempt. Like you made no effort to try to like stagger them.
Why are they like holding lanes?
To be honest though, they did win the first 2 engagements. They just got pieced.
But I mean, but the fact that their setup was like so ass, the 2 people died who were pushed up, and then the people in the back were just sitting there holding a lane.
Even right here, like I'm gonna pause it right here at the end of the last 15 seconds of P1. I feel like Minnesota can hold church here, hold right here. You know they're gonna push through. I mean, Florida just won the kills, so you might as well hold it, get a wave, and then you'll have control. You'll have more map control. You'll have green. You'll have church. You'll be able to lock down this P2 a little bit easier. But they end up all cutting left here. They all try to go to new. The whole team, nobody really holds. They end up just kind of playing tight and turtling up a little bit, and they just think the setup was a little poor. And then
all it came down to is once they got the kill, once they got control of this top platform, they were able to get like the free kill on number 1 all the way in the back, and then the last 2 people were basically isolated here on the hill.
Yep, and then
Skies literally got like the 2 hardest kills for his team, both with a sub, by the way. That was actually really impressive.
Yep, 2Real had a little bit of a rough one. He was the rookie for the boys in this one. 2Real, new pickup for them. What did you guys think about him today? Playing with the Florida.
Listen, man.
He was making plays. He didn't drop the best stats, but he was making plays.
Yeah, he can make some plays here and there. Like he does. He definitely has an idea of what he's doing, but I'm still not sold on this pickup. I know a lot of people aren't going to be super sold on this Florida team being super good. But I still think this team could have benefited from a player like Asum, because I think I have more faith in Asum than I do in 2Real, and they both, I guess, play kind of a similar role. But like, I think Major Maniac is a phenomenal pickup.
Major Maniac is just icy, man. Icy.
I could have lived with Major Maniac for Dave. Like I could have lived with that and just kept Vivid and just did Major Maniac for Dave Patty. I think that roster would have probably been their best bet, to be honest. Of all the available options, I think that would have been their best bet. But yeah, I mean the pickup of 2Real is kind of just silly, especially going into champs. I do still think this Florida team can make it because I think they're good, but I don't think they're any better than they were before. I think they kind of almost got lateral, right? Like I think
I think Major Maniac is a big improvement. I think Major Maniac is
much better than Dave, so they definitely improved there. But I think going from Vivid to 2Real is like almost the same kind of regression. Like it's the opposite, where they improved on the one end, which was obviously a big reason they sucked. But they got rid of their star SMG player for Real, who's not really a star SMG player. So
yeah, I almost feel like these guys might get slightly worse in like respawn, but their S&D is definitely going to improve, and it has from what we've seen. But I like Mike because not only is I think he's a better player than Dave, he's got that leadership aspect, which if we're going all the way back
in the comms.
Yeah, if we're going all the way back to when like we were telling you like, yo, they got to make a change. I'm like, they got to not only pick up somebody that's a lot faster than this guy, they got to pick up somebody that can bring leadership. So they definitely made a good move in that sense.
Yeah, I think Too Real, he definitely shined in the S&D. This is kind of where he kind of made a little bit of a statement and showed everybody a little bit of what he can do.
No bullshit. Optic might have fumbled here, bro. Optic, I think, could have really been if they make that call that Illy's out for the season. I think Major Maniac could have been a great player that they could have got to fill the role that they need, right?
Yeah, like somebody with the comms and stuff.
You know, really good IGL, like just a consistent flex player. Like I think they could have benefited.
No,
but
that's true.
I think Major Maniac is just underrated, bro. I think a lot of people.
He was literally free. Major Maniac would have literally been free.
Yeah, I think a lot of people just underrate him. I think he brings a lot to a team. Good
people
leadership,
underrate him
solid
for sure.
S&D. He's got a solid head on his shoulders, and I think the reason why is just because he's quiet, man. He's humble. He doesn't he's not like a big personality and stuff like that where he's always putting himself out there. But whenever he's on a team, like he might not be the star, but he produces results.
He's a good teammate to have, man. It's the same thing when Illy was on Optic. I mean, Illy's a superstar player, but he wasn't dropping superstar numbers, and the Optic fans even when they were losing with Illy, they were always blaming Illy because they would just look at his stats, but they would never take it. They would never take the count what Illy actually brings to the team and what he actually did for that roster. And now they're actually starting to realize what's happening without Illy on that roster. Regardless, you go back and look at Illy's stats. They weren't the best stats, but now you're starting to see.
They've never been the best stats.
No, they've never been the best stats, but now you're starting to see how important that player is to your team. And I was saying this yesterday. It's the Damon Barlow treatment. They were doing the same thing to Damon, right? Nobody ever appreciated. They appreciated it, but there were times where, people were calling for Damon's head, and they didn't realize what Damon did for that team, especially the Dynasty team, just filling in the gaps and doing things and saying things and being that guy to be that impactful. And it doesn't show.
COD fans are just blinded by numbers. And on top of that, like Optic fans, not like there are people that actually, understand to a degree, competitive Call of Duty, but Optic is just obviously going to have more casual fans because they have
such a big fan base. Yeah, the bad eggs are going to be more prominent for sure.
Yeah, they're naturally just going to have those people that actually have zero idea what it actually it takes to play competitive Call of Duty and just are going to look at numbers. So.
Yep. And even in this round, right, we're tied up at 2. This is where Florida started to steamroll away from this. So I almost said it fucking again. You could see Havoc in a 1v1 situation. Major Maniac going for the ace in this round. Left in a 1v1. I think I said in the watch party, it's Mike. This guy's not going to miss in a 1v1. Cross map gunfight. Boom. Doesn't miss a single shot. Major Maniac with the ace and the 1v1 clutch. Then we get into the 2-3 round. This is where Big Wake makes a play. Florida, they're on the defense. They decided to play a little bit more passive, play for info. I kind of like this after a big clutch, kind of make Minnesota make the play. Minnesota, they try and make a play through A and through Grandma's here, but it was Big Wake who ended up punishing them for it. Ends up finding a really big 2-piece somehow on this tank. Big plays coming out of him. That's going to open up the map for Florida. They make it a 4v2 situation quick. Too Real's going to end things off. Boom. And then Major Maniac once again. I mean, we're going to get into the 2-4 round. This is where Major Maniac was just making plays, making a statement. He's definitely a good player to have in S&D. I'll tell you that. I feel like Mike in S&D is just a different ball game, man. He brings a lot to the table. He's very knowledgeable in the game mode. He'll get everybody on the right track, and he's also clutch.
He's one of those players, Tom, that his job in S&D, he just has to live past the 45-second mark. Yep. If he lives past the 45-second mark, as long as your team is proactively getting information, he's just going to steer you in the right direction to give you the best opportunity to win the map.
Yeah, even Jay said it during the cast. Even Jay said, "Is Major Maniac still alive? Because if he is, it's going to be a problem."
His mid-round calls are always really good.
Check out the 1v2 from Major Maniac. 20 seconds left on the clock. Bombs down. He's in a 1v2 situation. And he ends up kind of ego challenge. He goes a little rogue here, but it doesn't fucking matter. He ends up winning both. He's going to shoot this guy off the bomb. He ends up over challenging. Maybe he thought he was on it or didn't really know where the other guy was. And he ends up gunning him too. So back-to-back gunfight wins coming out of Major Maniac, and that's going to put Florida up 2-5. That's pretty much going to call game. You already saw a couple clutches coming in from Mike, big 2-piece from Big Wake. Florida making absolute plays in the S&D. They go up 2-0 in the series. We'll take a look at the scoreboard. 10-5 from Too Real. He showed out. 2.0 in the S&D. Major Maniac 9-4. Super clutch, winning some rounds. Everybody's struggling on the side of Minnesota except for Atats. He's the only one positive. And then we get into the last one, man. We get into a Tuscan control. No, I'm not surprised. I definitely think Atats has been Minnesota's best player and most consistent player all year.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just trolling.
He's just been doing his thing, man. He's been doing his fucking thing. And then we get into the control. Nothing too crazy in the control. Mostly all defensive wins going into the overtime. We'll send us over to the 2-2 overtime. But what are your thoughts on the control? This one got crazy.
There was actually an interesting stat brought up on the stream, or they were talking about during the cast. They basically said that as the year went on, teams got worse and worse at winning rounds on offense on this map, which it
kind of makes sense because teams are learning defense.
I think teams get better at defense. Yeah, I think that's
that's what I'm saying. Like teams are going to get better at defense because it's the same shit. But my point is, I was just gonna say, this game mode, at least these maps are, dude. I can't say this enough. It's terrible, man. Like I'm not obviously there are things that you can do to guarantee yourself defense and blah 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 blah. But like I feel for teams that play these maps and when you lose a series entirely or lose a control entirely because you don't get defense for the last round. I get it. There are ways you can get it. You can get more ticks. You
a little fugazi. It's a little fugazi.
That shit is still bullshit, man. Like you play like such a close, tight game versus another team, and it's dictated by whoever got the fucking side.
Yep.
It skews the fucking the results of so many different matches. Like it can change the way a series goes completely based on like a side for one fucking map.
Yeah,
like I don't know.
This is crazy right here, bro.
Blows my mind.
His play right here. I mean, Dylan, he's almost capping that point. He's got a teammate with him. They're about to win the game. Major comes in, wins a big one-on-one. Skies comes in, wins a big one-on-one. That's going to shut down their push. They had a little sliver left to go for Minnesota to push this to a map number 4, but Florida barely hold on strong. And then you can see they're constantly trying to push to the front. It's not going to work out for them, but look how close Minnesota get to this site. They're going to work through front. Worked out well. Stanley's going to open it up with a big first blood. Havoc finds another one onto Major. Priest onto 2Real just like that. It's a clean wipe. 3 dead. Only one up is Awakening. And he makes the play. Gets 1, gets 2. Somehow stays alive and able to get a 3rd. Awakening. Big fucking wake. Going absolutely massive in the control to save this one for the Florida Mutineers. I thought that was a fantastic play. I thought Big Wake saved him there.
I'm a little different, Chris. I don't mind control because, and I've always said this and I've always hated this about a COD series, is there's never really a good point in a COD series to like get up, use the bathroom, grab some food, and I think control is perfect for that. It's the best mode.
Yeah, I switched to Valorant during one of the rounds in control, and my chat, there's some people in the chat that were very aggravated. I said, listen, man, the lives aren't even close. This defense is over. We might as well go watch this overtime in Val real quick. It'll be 1 minute, Lamar, what did Lamar say? He said that it's earned. Lamar said that why wouldn't you get it? He said it's not fugazi, it's earned. You played offense better.
Yeah, obviously, but like to a degree, like getting an offense, like for example, when ticks are tied, like getting more kills, like even if it's like about a slight amount, or getting a tick, like 1 tick, like decides you winning an entire map because defense is damn near next to impossible to fucking lose on some of these maps. I'm not saying it's not earned. I'm saying like, bro, when statistics come out that like 80% of rounds are won on defense, like that blows my mind. Like in such a competitive league where there's
at the end of the day, somebody's getting defense. Like at the last round, somebody's getting it. And if
obviously it's earned,
it doesn't matter who gets it or if they deserve it. It's the fact that that side is so favored. That's the problem.
Yeah, and some idiot in the chat says, so 1 kill can lead you defense in S&D. S&D is not as fucking one-sided in terms of the round winning.
Most of S&Ds are like 50-50 or 60-40. Control is literally 80-20.
Bro, like obviously there's extremes, but like Gavutu, like
Berlin's the only
isn't
one.
It like fucking like 80-20 or something?
85-15.
My bad guy in the chat. My bad,
like,
bro. You're catching strays, man. It's all good though. It's all good, man.
A lot of it comes down to like map design and all this other stuff, but it's so annoying to watch. It's like, wow, these two teams look evenly matched. Oh damn, they got defense. Oh, they probably won. Like,
I mean, dude, I think most of the time between like all the 2 best teams, it literally or not 2 best teams, just best teams. It comes down to just who gets defense. Usually that defense team always wins.
And that's the only reason why I like watching Berlin more, is because usually that's a lot closer. And offensive and defensive teams are almost even.
Yep. Well, let's get into the next one. This is probably the most exciting series of the day in terms of results and just how they went. First two series kind of breezed by. This one went all the way down to a last map. We got a Gavitu Hardpoint, Berlin S&D, Tuscan Control, Tuscan Hardpoint, Boat Cage S&D. We got the Los Angeles Thieves going up against the very own Atlanta FaZe. What did you guys think about the vetoes? What did you guys think about the whole series overall? Me personally, man, the control was close. Fourth map was close. I felt like some of these maps though went by quick, man, especially the S&Ds and this first hard point.
I don't like to see that Atlanta vetoed Berlin. I think they need to really figure out how to get good at Berlin hardpoint. So I don't like to see that they vetoed that. I know teams have been saying, like, especially in the chat when we talk about Gavutu, all teams are like, what? FaZe is literally the best Gavutu team. And that's why people don't play him on it. But I mean, I think that is a little bit fugazi, because even if they're really good at the map, like it's still the fact that, like, you don't have to fucking deal with Simp and Abizi constantly in your face. Like, it's Gavutu.
Yeah.
And I think situations like this can happen where it's like a better AR team can just, you know, if they have map control on Gavutu, like, you pretty much win. But
I mean, LA Thieves has a meme around it. This Gavitu meme. Yo, Chris, just watch out with the typing a little bit because it's a little loud. But you're chilling. No, you're good. But the fucking Gavitu meme. Did you see they tweeted it out again today? Did you see that, Chris and Pat?
I didn't see that.
Wait, they tweeted
they won the Gavitu first map, and they tweeted out, "Don't play us on Gavitu." Like, these tweeted it out.
they gotta stop.
They gotta stop doing this shit, juju, man. Dude. Yeah, dude. I did not agree with the tweet
juju.
afterwards.
This team has never beat Atlanta FaZe. They've never beat them.
That is true.
Since they joined the CDL, they're like 8-0-8 against them. 8-24 map.
Yeah, but we're talking about Gavitu here. You know what I'm saying? They're good at they won this map, man. They like this map, and bro, you're playing out like these. I agree with you, Pat. I mean, you know, I'm not really too sure what the thought process was going into the vetoes. I'm sure they definitely had a thought process to it. I'm sure they're not just blindly popping random fucking maps, but you know, FaZe is also good at Gavitu. I know. This is a map where obviously their subs might not shine, but I like Simp on the AR and Gav, dude. This guy is really good.
I just think, Tom, when we talk about just FaZe in general, like, I think they need to have Berlin. Like, that needs to be one of their better maps. Like, when we talk about getting their map pool, like, if they can just be dominant at Berlin and respawns, it's gonna just propel them to, like, go into every series and win every veto process, like, legit every single one. Like, they can't get out vetoed.
Yep.
But when you know that Berlin's possibly their weakness, like, it opens the kind of, every team is gonna veto Boat Cage against them, right? And they're always gonna try and pick Berlin. And if FaZe is worried about playing Berlin and they get put on maps like Gav, like, it could spell disastrous sometimes.
And then just to kind of get into the map a little bit, LA Thieves, they come out strong. They chain a couple kills early. They get a really big lead. And then going towards that second half of that first rotation, FaZe were just able to bring it back. It wasn't until the second half of hard points where LA Thieves just really kicked up into another gear. They kind of beat FaZe over to this P1 rotation. They locked down so much time here. Gives them pretty much the biggest lead of the map. There's a listen in here from FaZe. We can go into it, but these second P1 and second P2 here is kind of where LA Thieves just took this map away and kind of blew FaZe out in this one. Let's go into the listening with FaZe. Let's see how they comment. I thought it was a little frantic, but I mean, this is how they calm. Let's tune in and get our thoughts.
Let him do. Listen, reset, bro. Don't say we're fine.
Oh, they're trolling. Oh, the colleague just trolled me. LA Thieves listening. Sorry, production and the colleague, they put the wrong team up.
I hear you on the right. Last guy circle. He's our circle stairs. MC top late. I'll pick him up. Play top. MC top green knitted. Get together. MC top green one shot. MC top green one shot. He didn't
Len in the chat.
Look my right. I have Hold your mid, bro. Hold your mid. I have top green. I'm mid. I cannot get you. I have your right, Zach. I have your right. Chris is here. Okay. I have your help mid tank, bro. I have your help P5, Zach. Top green. I have your help P5, bro. Top green, dead. I have P5, Zach. Let them be left, bro. Nothing point. That's I get up the green. Yo, circle steps. Up circle steps. Oil Tyler. Tyler. Their door, Chris. Their door fast. Hey, nothing mid tank. He's there. Right side. Help me. I'm trying to help you. I'm staying down on circle. No, hit once. You're in circle. Nice job, boys. Cell top circle. Oh my fucking nice. Top circle. I see him. We can see here, Zach. Oh my god. Live in circle, wait. I'm gonna take a time to do it. I'm gonna take here. Door.
That's gonna do it for the listen with the LA Thieves. They had a lot of energy in this one, a little frantic, but they always had pretty good comms. LA Thieves. I feel like that's something you can always take away from the team. It's just the communication. Draza really stepped up in his first map. He was 24 and 15 with a minute in Hill. He was absolutely popping off. Alec just had a rough one in this one as well. Just couldn't seem to get anything going. But any final thoughts on the map? Any thoughts on LA Thieves? Any thoughts on FaZe?
It's good to see LA Thieves playing well. I mean, this is the first time we saw FaZe this stage, right? So we don't know what we're going to see out of them for the rest of the stage. They maybe had an off series, but LA Thieves, at least
they came out
looking
hot.
At their Boston series and looking at this series, I mean, they look a lot better. Granted, we'll see how the rest of the series plays out. They look a lot better in respawn.
They've
a lot
always
more
been
consistent.
good at respawn, though.
You know, they've been good, but like inconsistent as fuck. Like in terms of their individual performances, like Kenny, for example, was literally putting up the bullshit. I've seen Envoy put up the bullshit. Like
I think it's Kenny. I don't care about anyone else at this point. Like, bro, Kenny is literally going from +20, -20, +20, like legit every other series. It's way over here.
Is it that dramatic? Is it actually that dramatic?
Yes, he was -20 today, 0.79. Like that optics series. Remember at the event, he went +30. Next day, played a different team, -30. Like,
what did he go today?
-20. Bro, listen, I'm telling you, something's up to where like he's so inconsistent. It's not like he's like a 1.0, a 1.0, a 0.9, a 1.0, a 1. It's literally
maybe it's just a game you can't get a hold of.
I was just gonna say, I said this yesterday. I mean, bro, we say this about so many players this year about inconsistencies. I mean, this
just isn't a
but you know who we don't say it about, bro? We don't say it about like Cell. We don't say it about like Dashy or Shotzi.
Yeah, but those guys are also different, bro. You know what I'm saying?
But for this LAT team to succeed, Kenny has to be that star.
Yeah,
like we got to keep in mind, Kenny is that star for this team. Like when this team got like put together their roster. Like Kenny was that player that all these other, all those other examples I gave are. He has to be that guy. Period. Like he just has to. He can't be the guy.
And he can be because we know what he can do. We've seen it. We've seen what some of the stuff that Kenny's done this year. That's just about. He's gonna have to find that within himself. He's gonna have to try and get more consistent and just kind of try and focus on it. And I'm not really too sure what it is. Could be the game. Could be a lot of fucking things. But at the end of the day. Like you said, Pat, there's players who are consistent and that are doing it. I was just saying, let's not sit here and act like Vanguard. It's not hard to be inconsistent.
Oh, it's a horrible game.
It's definitely I could definitely see players having consistency problems in this game, just because it's hard to find timings. It's just hard to get. It's just hard to get your timings down, especially as a sub player.
I think the problem I have with using the game excuse is like this has kind of been the story of the last few years, right? Like, it's not necessarily a new thing. Like Kenny has been. I mean, I guess it's tough because we're comparing it to World War II, but like even in BO4, like he was never like consistent enough to like be at the level that we know he can perform at. So I don't know. I just want to see more out of Kenny because I think he is nasty, and I think he should be that superstar. I just think he should, especially on this roster. So we'll see.
Then we get into the Berlin S&D, and I mean, Octane's just had a rough last few S&Ds against his team. I don't know if you guys noticed, but the last 3 S&Ds LA Thieves have played against FaZe, they have not won a round. It is 18-0 round count in favor of FaZe.
I mean, I'm not. I mean, that's surprising. But
Not one round, Chris
is not good at search. Like that's been their Achilles heel, I guess. So if we may, because we always remember all those maps and all those series that LA Thieves choke. Like I'm still thinking about the one they played versus Optic on that Tuscan S&D where they were up by a ton. And they just ended up throwing it away. Like S&D has always been their weak point. Like these guys are just not good at the game mode.
It's just weird. Not what 2 maps, not 1 round, or 3 maps, not 1 round in 3 maps.
It's tough to do that.
Hit something,
can't get
just
a damn kill.
Yeah, but just everybody hit A or some shit. Like hit a blind counter or something. Like, dude, make a play.
About that. This team thinks too much, and like you know what I mean. Like I feel like, bro, remember that? We always goes back to that series when they played Optic on Tuscan when we were like, bro. Like, what are they doing? Like, they just sit there and do nothing. And I feel like they're just thinking too fucking much. Like, bro, stop trying to analyze what the other team is doing and just fucking make
hit
a play.
something, make a play, and guns and fucking shoot
late-
your gun straight and
Their
hit
late
and fucking
rounds are
gun
just
somebody.
bad, dude. Their late rounds
Yeah,
just
bro.
bad. They just gotta start hitting shit.
Chris, I'm telling you, it's either they're sitting there and like all their mics are muted, or they're sitting there like fucking breaking down 17 million. It's like that Doctor Strange clip from Infinity War where he's like, all right, bro, it's 14 million fucking outcomes. I feel like that's how they play Surge. They literally don't make one play. They just sit there and wait for something
It's
to
like
happen.
those gifs with like the person like just like spacing out thinking and just a whole bunch of like math figurines.
No
like,
bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah, with all the numbers, it's like all the numbers on the wall. It's like all the numbers on a chalkboard and shit. There's like hella math problems and shit everywhere. No, I know exactly what you're talking about. Nah, I agree. I definitely think maybe overthinking is a problem for the team, but it just, I mean, one round, man, you got to get one on the board. You got to get one. I mean,
I do want to say though, because obviously Thieves got shit on, but I think, this is super scary for every single team in the league if Atlanta is playing S&D to this caliber. I know it's versus Thieves, but like if Atlanta can kind of get back to being that dominant S&D team like they were last year.
Yeah, the S&D is the. I agree. The S&D is the bread and butter, man.
Tupac has been playing money 8s every day now, bro. I'm telling you, this guy's literally just absorbing all the information, and he's gonna give it to his team. So, I mean, shout out to Tupac. He's playing a lot of S&D. Hopefully, he's getting involved. Hopefully, the players are listening and they're improving because of that. Because we heralded Tupac is one of the best S&D players, like just strictly S&D players for a long time, and he came onto that team in Cold War, and they played really well.
I like Tupac, man. I like that guy.
We haven't seen much of it this year in terms of like their team dynamic, so we'll see if that's helping him out.
Yeah, I feel like Tupac's been helping him out a lot, and I know he gets along with the team really well, and S&D is a bread and butter for FaZe. It always has been. So Simp, I mean, look at the final scoreboard. Simp 10-1. Every Celium is 5-1. Shout out to MC. Abizi RC's doing what they got to do, even in positive on the other side. Sam 0-6, couldn't get anything going. Everybody negative on the side of the LA Thieves. Just not a good day.
That's gotta hurt though. It's gotta hurt though.
Of course it hurts.
Did he have a donut? No, I'm saying he had a donut, but he had the most damage, bro. He was probably just like, one shot.
Couldn't get a kill. Yeah, just couldn't finish kills. That's the worst when bro. And then you finally have a kill. You're shooting somebody in the back, and your teammate steals it, and you're like, oh man. You're like, that could have been mine. It could have been mine. Bro, I used to say that to my team. If I was on a donut, or if one of my teammates was on a donut, I'd be like, yo, get last guy, get this kill to the guy with the donut. Get him some confidence, bro. Get some confidence, bro. Get this guy to kill. Give it to him. But yeah, it would happen all the fucking time, bro, where if somebody would steal the fucking kill, or something would happen. It's never fun dropping a donut in S&D. Sometimes things just aren't going your way, but 2 maps in a row, I mean, have we ever seen anything like that? I mean, I've never seen that. I don't.
I'm gonna keep it a buck, Tom. I'm sure you said something really great, but I didn't hear a fucking word of it because you were robotic as fuck.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the lag is
Oh, my bad. Yeah, no, I don't know. I think apparently anybody that's in TeamSpeak from California has been experiencing problems like that, which is very, very weird. I don't know exactly.
You're straight on your stream.
It's TeamSpeak. It's literally TeamSpeak. I don't know. We could start using a different, I don't know. We're in a different server.
Usually you're good. It's just one
weird.
of those days.
I don't know.
It's all good. But
just one of those days, man. I was just saying how fucking. I don't think I've ever seen somebody drop back-to-back donuts in S&D. Have you guys ever seen it?
I think that is actually like a record. Like that's never happened before. Like that's like it's history. Double donuts in the same series in a pro league match, or like an important, not important, but like 2 good teams playing against each other. I think that is
professional game.
Professional game. I think that is actually a historical moment.
Well, shout out Sam. Good shit, Sam. Breaking records every day.
It's not right at all. But then we get into the control, and bro, this one was fucking insane, dude. Back-to-back defenses to kick it off. We get into the 1-1 round. This is kind of where FaZe things got a little close here. FaZe was able to hold on just a little bit. These were getting real close there to capping that point. FaZe end up going up 2-1 here, but this is where things get really, really interesting. We go into the 2-1 round, and at the end of this round, just look how much time is left on the clock. FaZe have 7 lives. LA Thieves have 4 lives. So LA Thieves, they're out of lives. Not really else much they can do other than hold and hope for the best. And look how close this is. RC is going to open it up with 1. Then there goes Selim. He goes down. Kenny and Draza find 2. with 8 seconds left on the clock. FaZe 5 lives, LA Thieves 2. Arcees is able to get onto this point. Envoy is able to find him somehow. That clock is slowly ticking. Envoy with a big 2-piece pretty much secures the round. And Draza wins the one-on-one. You can see on your minimap, number 2, right, Simp, trying to get onto that, or not number 2, excuse me, number 1. It's going to be MC trying to jump onto that point. And it looks like, look, just 0.1 second sooner, he would have got on there, man. And FaZe probably would have won this round. Because MC would have got on the point, stayed down, and probably had a teammate waiting for him.
What if MC jumped and like him jumping gave him the elevation to not hit the ground fast?
I think he might have. He might have did jump. I don't know.
If he just runs out. If he just runs out, hits the ground fast enough.
That's true. That is very true.
We'll never see it, but that's kind of nuts.
Listen, this map was cool, defense won and all, but like, bro, why is Thieves playing FaZe on Tuscan control?
I mean, they won it. They did win it. So it worked out for them.
I know that, but why?
I don't know. It's a good. I guess it's a good map for them. If they fucking won it.
Defenses.
Yeah, it was all defense wins, and they probably should have lost that offense right there. And then going into this last round, did you see how LA Thieves was able to win this last defense? Kenny hits a miracle grenade. Well, not a miracle grenade. He just hits a fucking god nade. He throws a really good grenade.
This is why teams don't want to stack, but it's like.
No, I mean, it is what it is.
It's a miracle grenade.
Yeah, it is what it is. It happens like once in a blue moon.
Are we gonna show the miracle grenade? I want to see where they're positioned.
Yeah. That's where I'm going to right now. So you can see FaZe. There's 15 seconds left. FaZe once again have the life advantage. One thing I will say, I want to pause it right here. I will say this: FaZe keep running into these problems with the time limit running out because they're not slow. They don't have people constantly getting on points, slowing the clock down. They keep running off the point. They don't stop the clock enough, especially with their slaying power and how much they can run down some of the lives on some of these teams. I feel like if they can get on the point a little bit more and stop that clock, it'll help them out a little bit, make these rounds a little bit easier. They just need to fucking hop on it and work some kills on the point. Kenny threw that shit from all the way in his spawn. He yoinked that shit over Church. And he was able to find two.
They didn't really have much of a place to go, but like you never want to sit on this backside. Like you should always be high. I've said this 100 times. Hug the building where he just got that kill almost, because you just cannot be naded there, like over the building. Like unless there's some fugazi fucking bouncing, like you will never get naded on the left side of the point rather than on the right side where they just both died.
Really good grenade though out of Kenny. Really big nade. Really big clutch nade, because if he doesn't hit that nade, it's all over. That's 2 rounds now that LA Thieves was able to clutch up at the last second. One with a grenade and one just it was like a 1v4 or something, and MC just couldn't get on the point. Draza with a big 1v1, Envoy with a big 2-piece. LA Thieves, they're able to close out the control. Everybody negative except for Envoy from LA Thieves, and they were still able to win the map. Kenny negative, Draza, Octane all negative, Envoy only one positive, 31 and 29. On the FaZe side of BZ, 33 and 30, 38 and 25 from MC. So FaZe was definitely outslayed here for the L.
They won. These won 2 rounds where they basically didn't have the life advantage in the end. Like they should have basically, like just looking at the life advantage, they lost. But yeah, they clutched up.
Yep. And then we get into the hard point. This was a Tuscan hard point right off the ripperoonie. It was LA Thieves who went up pretty quick again. They came out in both hard points pretty fucking hot, man. They came out hot, but this one they were not able to hold on to it. Pat, did you have a problem with the Tuscan hard point play, or did you like that?
I didn't mind this one as much because they had already played Gav, right? So I mean, they were gonna, obviously there's gonna be one sub hard point in, like they vetoed Bocage. So this one I didn't mind as much, but.
And I felt like LA Thieves, they gave this one away on the second rotation. It was the second rotation of hard points where I felt like FaZe was able to bring this one back in. Thieves, they had a pretty good lead going into it, get into this P5. This is kind of where FaZe was able to get some scrap and bring it back a little bit. Let's go into the listening with FaZe and see how they're calming. I thought it was a little crazy, but this is how these guys calm, man. This is what it's all about. Let's tune into the Atlanta FaZe.
I'm going middle. I'm looking. I give you. We're good. Get a touch. We need to get sides. One's already. You're good.
Slow down. We're good.
Yeah, I'm playing our slab.
Make a break.
He's already you.
I'm going top chase.
Archery now. I'm side dead.
I'm sitting middle.
I'm are you?
I'm watching your pitch.
Please go rogue here.
They're both there. There's three. One team killed. He's on you. He's in you. That side. Okay, nade this. Need out.
Pushing out of tree. One's in there.
Getting middle.
Archery, one bottom
chair stand.
Are you
dead?
Nice, you have weak, hit him again.
I'll
Middle, Kenning, I hit him once. He's going our side, you, our side.
Are you dead?
I'm hitting the P5.
I'm on shock.
I'm rotating. I got P5. They can be radio. They can be radio.
I'm wrapping right.
Yeah, they could be radio. They could have got through. I just have flat. I'm going to the back.
A lot of good small talk. I'm gonna end it there. Good small talk from FaZe. They're calling out what they have, what to look at, you know, where they're pushing, you know, how many are up, how many dead, boom, boom, boom. I feel like the comms are good. They talk really fast, these guys, man.
Super fast.
Gets you kind of twisted. I mean, MC used to get me twisted when I used to play with him. His comms, I used to start.
Like they're in 2x.
Yeah, it sounds like they're in 2 times speed here, and this is kind of where they were able to bring it back. You see them on that P1 hard point. They were able to win the fights. It was Simp who kind of worked a pinch and won the one. They were able to lock down some good quality time there. Then they locked down this whole P2. They chain it. They hold their spawns, and they were able to lock down the rest of this time. And then this is where LA Thieves super give it away. FaZe just are able to break this P3, this second P3 hardpoint way too easily. It just seemed like they rolled right through roof. And it starts with Kenny, man. He tries to do this jump up right here. He tries to do the jump on the balcony. Maybe might have been able to find 1 or 2, but he ends up getting a good timing anyway. Jumps in through the window, able to find 1. The trades come in. And then it was just Alec who was able to find 2 kills coming through fire. Runs down fire stairs. You have FaZe pushing through the back. That's going to distract him. Alec's going to come through, and just a really good break coming out of FaZe. Is there anything, if you're LA Thieves, that you would have done better? If you were here, Chris and Pat, did you like this setup? Because this was a bad break. Once they lost this one, this is kind of the game changer here.
I mean, the number 6 and number 7 just did nothing with like the back end. You know, Kenny fumbled his wait, hold on. Draza turned around.
Where was the communication? I don't know exactly. So Draza puts one bullet into somebody. He tries to run. Draza tried to run and play his life, but he gets caught out.
What?
Kenny gets traded.
Just commit to the fight and just try to get one there.
And another thing is, like, look at the guy in Hill. I mean, he's completely fucked. I mean, he's looking at his arch when he should just be. He should just lay down behind the fountain, and just watch his fire. Just like.
In all honesty,
he's being seen.
Backing up is the right play, though.
Well, as soon as Kenny and Draws both die, like number 5 needs to like just do something, like because like
he just sat there. Octane just sat there.
Yeah, I mean, like realistically, once your two teammates die, they're looking for 2 people, obviously, and you're giving them free information, like. There's a guy on the hill. Like, we're just like, you know what I mean? Like, get off the hill, make it go white, and be like, okay, this guy's he's either pushing me fire, or he's pushing out front, or he's, you know what I mean?
But there's just no crossfires. Like, look how separated they are. There's nothing here. There's no teamwork here. Draza's running, Kenny's challenging, Sam's looking at a wall, and Envoy's fucking just holding the back heady. I mean, they're all just discombobulated.
If they could have hold like the majority of this time, like they probably won the map. Like they just got broken instantly.
I agree.
On full rotation.
I definitely agree. So unfortunately, FaZe or LA Thieves were not able to hold that hill. FaZe boys, they come in fucking hot. They break it, and that's where they're able to find a little bit of a lead. They just bring this one all the way back. LA Thieves had such a big first set of rotations that with their lead, they shouldn't have gave it away. And it's just little things like that allowed FaZe to kind of crawl back into it. And then this is kind of where FaZe start to run away with it. They're able to lock down this P4. Cell was one shot in this corner. He was able to get one before he falls. Good plays coming out of him. Good trades coming in from the FaZe boys. They definitely upped that aggression going into the second half. Seemed like LA Thieves didn't have an answer. The slang power for FaZe just kicked up, and they just locked down majority of that P4. Good plays out of them, and then going into the P5 is where FaZe was able to end it. They just worked through the front of the hill. They worked pinches, they worked trades, and bada bing, bada boom, boom, this one's all over. Alec is pushing out roof with a sub. He's 26-17. Alec doing what he does. Everybody positive from FaZe, simply outslaying the Los Angeles Thieves.
Did they get a point?
No, they did not. After they got broken, I told you, Chris.
They didn't get a single point. Right?
I told you that was the difference maker, Chris. That break was the difference. Once they got broke there, that was it.
Even if they do get broken there, like you got to think
they got to regain. They got to regain.
Like regain, go next hill. Let's try to hold church. They got broken again.
Everybody negative from the Los Angeles Thieves. Everybody positive from FaZe. The slang power just wasn't there for the Thieves in this one. We're going all the way to a map number 5. And listen, I'm going to be honest. We're going into a bow cage. I thought Thieves might have been able to do something here. This is their best S&D, but they did not win a single round again. It was an absolute bloodbath. And FaZe, they just picked them apart. It wasn't even like FaZe was doing anything special and running at them. Like, even on the defenses, FaZe just kind of, they slow played every round. They were just slow playing, working picks. and working the map, breaking ankles, just doing what they do. They were all smiles. I mean, they're gonna have to fix their S&D if they're gonna want to compete and win events, man. Like LADs have to fix this. They have to.
If I'm Sam after 3 rounds, if I don't got a kill, like I'm telling my team, yo, give me the bomb, bro.
Wait, Chris, it's not just rounds. It's now 3 maps, 3 bow cages. This man is 0-18.
Is he 0-18?
Be the bomb, bro.
Wait, he didn't get a kill in the first S&D either. He dropped 3 donuts in a row.
He is literally the donut man.
I don't know what the fuck he's going through with Sam. Just fucking run at somebody and gun somebody. I mean,
give me the bomb, dude.
Give him the bomb. Oh, he's 1-18, Pat.
I apologize. He's 1-18. My bad. That 1 kill just matters so fucking much. Listen, bro, 1-18, you might as well be 0-18. Same shit, bro. You're not doing nothing on the map for your boys.
You could kind of see, like, even FaZe right here, like, they get aggressive A, but I like even when it's a 3v3 with 30 seconds left, they work the map a little bit. They kept LA, they catch LAD slipping. You have Kenny in the middle of the map. Go ahead, Pat. Go ahead.
I just want to say this real quick before you go. I think I would rather be 0-18 than 1-18 because, bro, if you're 1-18, that like shows that, bro, you were trying. Like you got 1 kill, you were trying. At least if you're 0-18, you could be like, nah, man, you know, I was bullshitting.
That's not shit. Yo, I'll take the kill. I'll take the 1 kill, bro.
Who's the LA Thieves sub, bro? They got to bring in Nashot for S&D, bro. Nashot would at least get 1.
Pentagram.
I just don't. Yeah, he's gonna have to figure something out. Go back and watch these matches and see what's going on. How are you getting picked? How are you getting shot on the side? What are the issues? How do you constantly keep getting caught lacking? That's something that Sam's gonna have to go back and look at and make sure going into the major and some of these next matches and champs that he cleans it up. And the whole LA Thieves team, because it's not just on Sam. I know Sam has been getting kills, but the LA Thieves team definitely just looks like they're not on the same page.
They've been boo-boo at search for ages, bro. Like their mid rounds are just trash. Like, and like the reason they were actually decent on Bokage is because I've always said there's maps in COD that to a degree almost give you forced teamwork because they're so fucking small and simplified. Bokage was one of them because it's so fucking simplified, right? And that shit still didn't matter. Oh, and damn.
Yeah, did not matter. And even right here, look, bomb down for the LA Thieves. And they have a 4v3 life advantage. How the hell do they lose this? It's Envoy who gets red. How did Alec read that? I don't know how Alec read that. He just felt the presence coming in from Envoy, trying to hit a little pinch. He goes down. Then Kenny's left in the middle of the map. He's shooting some shots. He's going to get picked out. Sam's going to take him out. And it's just, look, no trades. Every time somebody dies from Thieves, nobody's there. Nobody's there. They're not working together. It's just the, like you said, Chris, the mid-round situations. And we've talked about it in Cold War. We talked about it in the beginning of this year. We're talking about it now. This is just ongoing. This is the same problem they've been having for a while now. And sometimes they'll come out of the woodworks and win an S&D, and you're like, wow, they played good. They played good this map.
That's what I'm saying, though. There's like forced teamwork on this map because like Bokage is such a small map. If your teammate shoots, like, I don't know, like this is just something that I would do. If your teammate gives away his position on the map, like even if he gets a kill or if he just gives his position away, I'm like almost looking at my teammate because I'm just preprepared for somebody to come try to trade him. Like, like it's just like it's such forced teamwork, and it still didn't matter. Like they couldn't win a round, bro.
Yep. 8-3 from Simp, 6-2 from BZ. They were all positive, and everybody from LA Thieves just negative, man. 0-6 from Octane, 1-6 from Kenny.
Double donuts and he's getting teabagged in the process.
He's getting teabagged, bro. That's got to be a hurt piece, man. It's got to be a fucking hurt piece. It's never good getting shit on and then teabagged on top of it. That's the worst, bro.
Yeah, that's horrible.
You know, it is what it is, man. It is what it is.
But I can imagine that's
man.
Horrible.
I got assassinated once by FaZe. They assassinated me. They were playing with their food.
That's dumb animation.
You know, yeah, no, I mean, I was the last one up, Pat, you know, trying to do everything I can here, and they were just all over me. You know what I'm saying? Pat got assassinated once. I remember it like it was fucking yesterday, bro. What was that shit map in MW, that really big one? The really big one, Arklov Peak. This fucking map was fucking ass, bro. Arklov Peak. But let's go into the interview with Mr. Abizi, and then we'll get into, we'll go take a look at the standings. We'll see where the standings are at, and then we'll do some predictions. Let's tune in and see what Tyler had to say.
Abizi, I gotta ask, what clicked in Search and Destroy? I mean, that was just, it was literally clinical.
30, bro. Oh yeah, it was, the S&Ds were just perfection from us, I feel like. And it was also funny because during like the last S&D, Sam was like on a donut again, and we knew he dropped the donut first map, so we're like, there was like a 3v1 against Sam, and he was like on the tank, and I was like, Alec, don't die to him, don't give him a kill. So that was actually hilarious.
Hey, yo, BZ, just to let you know, your webcam mic is on, so tell them to kind of be quiet in the background. Go ahead, man.
Oh, my bad.
BZ, I want to ask you about your guys' control. So Tuscan Control, that's been a map you guys have been amazing at all season long, but we've seen you lose it a couple times now to Seattle. And this series kind of got away from you guys as well in some of those defenses. What has changed on that map for you guys?
Did a BZ even tell him to be quiet?
Pull together the offensive wins like at the end of the map. Like it came down to where they had like 4 lives twice. So I mean, that was just like super unfortunate, and like it I don't know. There was so many like little situations where if we just played better, we could have won that map and pulled it out, but just didn't go our way.
You know, BZ, I don't have the Call of Duty mind that you have. I'll never have that, right? But my question is, watching you guys face off against LA Thieves this year has been kind of interesting, right? They would always start off really hot and good against you guys, and you all turn it up another level and you make it look easy. What's the difference maker halfway through towards the end?
I mean, I feel like our S&D is what pulled us through this one. I mean, I think we reverse swept them in Major 1, but this one, it was kind of like a back and forth thing, and you know, if we would have clutched up that control, which we should have, it would have been a 3-1. But I mean, our S&Ds are just looking really good, and that's what helped us pull through.
Hey, BZ, beautiful win, man. That boy Simp is nasty, too. You have a good day, and yeah, we'll catch you next time, all right?
Hell yeah, and that's gonna do it for Mr. Tyler BZ. It was funny because Valley told him, hey, can you turn the pipe down back there? Because, you know, the mic's picking up the mic, and he didn't even say anything. He just kept going with the interview. But let's take a look at the standings, man. FaZe, they continue to build their lead in the standings and continue to go higher and higher in that #1 spot. Paris continues to go absolutely nowhere. And here we are, man. And here we are.
Just got to be going through it because, like, they just need the people above them to lose, and everyone's been winning. Like, Rokkr won their one yesterday against Optic.
Yeah, but they also lost today, and so did LA Thieves.
Right,
so.
right. But Mutineers won. So, like, Rokkr lost, but Mutineers won. So it added another layer for New York to kind of have to battle against. So it's getting interesting. I'm interested to see how it plays out. I mean, I still think those 6 through 11, like depending on how the major goes, that could end in any order. So
before we move on from the series and go to predictions, I still want to say that even though they lost, I think that's still a positive for like LA Thieves. They went 0-6, but like they still squared up with FaZe and they took some maps and they looked impressive at times. So Thieves definitely looking a lot better in my opinion online in relative to like their last the last qualifiers. Was the last qualifiers that they did terrible before they went to LAN?
Not terrible, but they didn't do good. I don't think
they didn't play like themselves. I don't think.
But anyways, just looking a little bit better. Not terrible for them. They obviously play the best team in the game, so hard fought out. But
say that one more time for me, Chris. One more time.
Bro, why
who they play? Hey, who they play?
What do you mean, bro? Come on, man. They played the Atlanta FaZe.
And who did Atlanta FaZe?
The Atlanta FaZe.
What?
Hey, man, you the best.
Bro, what is this guy saying, dude? But listen, New York they're 30 points off of being in the 7th. You know, like this is doable for them, man. They just need to keep focusing on themselves. The only problem with them is they have some tough matches, and they play the Thieves. Don't they play the Thieves coming up, Pat? They play LA Thieves, I think.
New York? Yeah, they do. They got a hard schedule.
Yeah, they got, who do they got again? I know they got Thieves. Yeah,
let me know. One second. So New York, right? That's who you're inquiring about. They play Seattle, Optic, Texas.
Yeah, that's tough, bro.
The Thieves.
Yeah, the Thieves is going to be a big match. If they can come out and somehow beat Seattle and Optic, and then going into that Thieves match is going to be massive. Who does LA Thieves play? Who do Thieves play? Who does Rokkr play? Who does some of these guys play?
I got you. Thieves. So coming up, they are going to play Paris Legion, free dub.
Okay. That's
They're
a free dub for them.
Florida Mutineers. That'll be a good one. And then obviously the subliners that we just mentioned.
Yeah. And then what about Gorillas or Rokkr? Yeah, one of them.
Rokkr plays Ravens. That'll be a good one.
Yeah.
Rokkr plays Seattle. That'll be a good one.
They got a hard one too.
Rokkr plays Legion. That'll be a free dub.
Oh man, they got a free one on the board there, y'all.
That's it. Who else you ask about?
And then we got Mutineers and Gorillas because those are the 2 teams. We need 2 of those 4 teams to fall off.
Gorillas they're in a tough boat. They play Atlanta, so that's probably an L. They play Boston. That could go either way, probably.
Gorillas do not look good right now. I can see them not making it.
Ravens. Yeah, they play. Dude, the thing is, they play the Ravens in Atlanta, man. That's 2 teams I think that will probably beat them. And the Boston one's going to be interesting because both teams desperately need to win. So Gorillas could be on the verge of going 0-5 this stage. And if they go 0-5 this stage, start in losers, probably get knocked out right away based on the team that drops down. They're out, man. They're out. So
yeah, that's not. They're gonna have to get some dubs.
Another year missing champs if that does occur. But
yeah, we'll see what happens with the rest of these matches moving forward. I mean, like we said, all these matches mean so much, and teams are right there. New York is trying to climb their way back up, but they're able to do this. I think it'll be incredible to get Crimsix back into COD champs where he belongs. Let's go to the map to the game predictions. This is going to be week 2, day 1. This will be next week. I'm guessing this is Friday, right? We got at 3 p.m. Eastern, we got Atlanta FaZe going up against Toronto Ultra, the Rokkr going up against the Ravens, and Seattle Surge going up against Boston Breach. So we got some good ones to start off the next week. I'm personally gonna go FaZe over Ultra. I'm gonna go. I don't know whether to go Minnesota over London here, or London over Minnesota. I don't really know what to do in this one. I think I'll go with. I'll go with London in this one, man. I didn't go with London last time, and Trey Boy proved me wrong. So we'll support him, and we'll go with Trey Boy in this one, and Trey Boy in the London squad. And then for Seattle and Boston, I'm going with Seattle. I think Boston's looking a little iffy right now. They're gonna have to turn things around. But Chris, Pat, we'll go over to you guys, man. Who do you guys think is gonna win these matches?
I'm going with Atlanta. I'm going with the Ravens. I just think the Ravens. I'm a big Jay Giz fan after that interview, man. He's well spoken.
He's fucking nuts.
He's got the.
He's well spoken. He said he's well spoken.
Yeah, he's well spoken. He's got confidence. I like it, man.
He's fucking shit on like.
Yeah, I know Trey's high on him, so I'm hoping that they can pull this one out. But I also got Surge beating the Breach as well.
What about you, Pat?
I got Ultra bouncing back. I think, they had a super underperforming series, this weekend. So I got them bouncing back and winning probably a Neslo against FaZe. I got them coming out when the searches in a respawn. I got Rokkr beating Ravens. I think for Ravens to win, I mean, dude, Trey had an insane performance. Let's keep that in mind. Like he literally went like
he did
40.
have a fucking crazy performance.
Like,
he did.
I think I don't necessarily see that happening again. I love Trey, but I don't know if he can do that again. So I got Rokkr in that series, and then the final one. I said it earlier. I got Seattle. I think honestly, Boston and LAG are both teams that are on the brink of having a 0-5 or 1-5 qualifier this major. So
yeah. And I noticed that you went against FaZe in this one. Why in particular did you go against FaZe in this one? You went with Ultra this time.
I just think it's online. FaZe is sitting super comfy. I think they're still just kind of going through the motions, and I think Ultra's on a kind of a bounce back here. They super underperformed against the Ravens. They knew that. They tweeted about it. It was like one of the worst series. So I think it's just a bounce back series for them. To kind of get some confidence under their belt going forward.
100%. But listen, guys, that's going to do it for today's shows. Got some quick games today. We kind of got through it. Got you guys a little bit of a recap for those of you who weren't able to tune in. Hope you guys enjoyed. You guys went absolutely crazy on that sub button on YouTube. Keep hitting that fucking sub button, baby. You guys are running it up. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Go to anchor.fm/theflank to check out all the audio sites that we're on. And go follow @theflank on Twitter. Gert's doing a phenomenal job running social, so make sure to go show him some love. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time on another episode of The Flank. Take care, brush your hair, and have a good fucking day.
Peace.